Hello everyone, welcome to the Disloyal Order podcast with me, Sam, and my co-host, Rosie.
How you doing? Oh, Jinx, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing very well. Had a very busy day. I've just been writing with one of my bands and doing some editing, and now, an hour later than I said I'd be on, we're now doing this podcast.
Yeah, I was literally on time, spick and span, I'm ready.
Yeah, and you were like, hi... Are you ready? Are you ready? I was like, no.
I was like, Sam, it's like 7:30. It's been a busy month in music. I can't lie. I've got quite the list to discuss with you.
I feel like we're probably going to have some things that are the same on our list.
I think we should start with the big one. I'll be disappointed if this isn't on your list. The Black Sabbath tickets. What was going on? What was going on?
It's not on my list because I knew you would have it on yours.
It was horrific. It was the most painful ticket buying process I've ever been a part of. I'd say that I didn't even get through to even buy the tickets. It thought I was a bot. Some of them were like $3,000.
You are.
5 minutes after they went on sale. It was crazy. It was insane.
The biggest argument I've seen for like the price of the tickets is like all the bands you're getting on it. But then I was like, but isn't it for charity? I guess that's another argument because it is for charity. But also... Ozzy Osbourne said he's just going to like do what he can, which is completely fair enough. Man is like really old and deteriorating, but I mean, if you're paying $3,000 for a ticket, you'd probably want to sing most of the songs.
I want to see the main guy on the lineup. Do you know what I mean? I also
exactly.
Kai made a really good point. Kai was best on YouTube saying that the Taylor Hawkins tribute concert was like 60 quid.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you're so right. And I mean, that was stacked. That was incredible.
Even more so.
I watched this. Yeah. I mean, whoa. That's bold, but that's fair enough. But I watched. I don't even think I watched the whole stream because it was like 3.5, 4 hours long or something. But I mean, because I didn't watch all of it because I was just crying the whole time.
Like, it's so
I got
good.
to see. It was so good and also so sad because I got to see Taylor play in Foo Fighters when they headlined Reading, and I cried then because it was just incredible. And he had Oasis on his drum head.
Oh, that's insane.
He had the Gallagher brothers, and it was hilarious. But yeah, no, I think the pricing of them... I mean, there's been the whole stuff with dynamic pricing with Oasis and everything at the moment, hasn't there? So I think it's just the case of big ticket man doing the prices and stuff, and the cut they can get is bigger, probably, even though it's for charity. I don't know the legalities there, but...
I don't know. I mean, it's for the Birmingham Children's Hospital, which is like a great charity. I'm from Birmingham, so I'm like, obviously, you know, obviously it's a good cause, but 250 quid standing, are we sure? Are we sure? I
minimum.
think. And I was talking to my partner, I was like, wouldn't it have been a lovely idea if, and I understand why they haven't done it, don't get me wrong, but there are so many really good small local metal bands in Birmingham and the West Midlands and the Black Country. How cool would it have been if they'd done it as like a day festival, 2 stages, one with like the bands that are on the current lineup, and in between their sets, another band where you get 15 minutes to showcase the Birmingham metal scene, which is still alive and thriving because of the work Black Sabbath put in, and actually support the culture that got you to where you are today. Because there are some incredible... There's a band called Passive Fix up here that's incredible. Big Black Eye would have done really good on that Black Sabbath lineup, to be honest. And I'm just like, how sick would it have been if you just gave them the push that you could have had when you were starting out as a band? Do you know what I mean?
Completely, but I guess if you're paying $3,000 for a ticket, you're going to want to see Guns N' Roses and Black Sabbath.
I know. No, but like in between, I don't know. I thought it would have been a nice idea.
In between, no. I think, like, yeah, and I'm going to be honest. Again, this is all speculation because we're just two people sat speaking on a podcast about it. But, I really highly doubt Ozzy Osbourne has much actual input into ins and outs of the festival and what's going on. They probably go, yeah, this band's been booked, and he's gone, oh yeah, great, yeah, brilliant.
I did see someone say, they were like, I'm just so glad nobody invited Dave Grohl for once. I was like, oh.
Oh, no, yeah, I mean, that's a whole different can of worms, because I do love Dave Grohl. I am not endorsing anything he has done, but also I do love the man.
Digging the hole.
He also cheated on his wife in 2003, so I don't know why anyone's surprised. So.
I was like 1.
But I was 2, so yeah, but like, yeah, just digging a hole there. But also that is really funny because man just does pop up everywhere. But his marketing team are giving him a slow rollout since everything.
He's got really good crisis coverage in his PR. They buried that so far. I actually completely forgot about it until that comment. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I think it could have. I think all this ticket stuff at the moment could be handled better, and it's been proven by many an artist that have fought against it. Like, is it the guy from The Cure?
Yeah, the guy from The Cure.
And Robert Plant? No, Robert Smith. What the hell is his name?
It's Rob. What's his surname?
From The Cure.
Wait, crap. From the guy from The Cure. Oh my god, wait.
Oh my god, we're getting slated already. How long? We're like 7.
This is bad.
We're 7 minutes into our first episode.
It's late. I've been waiting him to set up for an hour.
Aren't you supposed to be like the music
Robert Smith.
journalist
I was gonna
here,
say
Rosie?
Robert Smith, and then I was like, it's not Smith. I was like, surely it's not Smith.
But that's the name of a teacher.
My bad.
But yeah, he proved that like you can make it affordable. Don't get me wrong. Even just putting on small shows, if you want anything extra, it's so expensive. It's so funny. Every time I see pyro at a concert, I'm like, that's
my rent.
Oh, that was brilliant. Oh my god, that's my rent. yeah, exactly.
That's my rent and my bills and a mortgage. Oh my goodness. There has been a little bit of talk and whisper amongst the local Facebook pages. If anyone didn't get tickets to see Black Sabbath and really want to, I mean, it's not even remotely the same, but you'll probably have as good of a time. But someone's trying to arrange like a lot of small local bands to do like a Black Sabbath tribute cover night on the same day that the gig is.
I saw this.
So that you can go and then meet a load of Black Sabbath fans, and it will be like a $5, probably maybe a $10. Do you know what I mean? So keep an eye out. You never know. That could be good.
It would be hilarious if they stacked it like a Black Sabbath tribute, a Guns N' Roses tribute, a Metallica tribute. Like they just got all the bands but their tribute versions to play the gig for a $10.
That'd be perfect.
And the drinks will be a lot cheaper, I'll tell you that.
Oh my god. I've never been to Aston Villa. Have you? Have you ever been to the venue?
No, I've never been, because obviously I'm down south more. I'm in good old Kent, the Garden of England, and so I only come visit you guys periodically in Birmingham, so I've never actually been there for a gig. No, I played
I've driven there and it was
but not there.
I've driven there and it was horrific. And I have a friend on TikTok who went on a date. They took someone on a first date to go see Ozzy Osbourne's childhood home, and it's like in the sticks of Aston. Oh my god, is it in the most dangerous spot I've ever seen in my life? I was like, why would you go?
It makes sense.
Why would you go back streets of Aston? It's just not a good idea. So if any Americans are flying over to Birmingham for the first time, don't do it.
Don't go to Aston. It's not like going to see like John Lennon's home in Liverpool.
Well, it's like Yasmin Suman was saying. They were like, oh my god, loads of Australians and Americans and like people from really lovely like European countries are going to be like, oh my god, going on a Europe summer to the UK to see Black Sabbath, and they're going to end up in like in like Bordesley Green or Small Heath, and they're going to be like, oh, just stay safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I've got friends that live in Australia currently. I was just recently in Australia, and my friend has been out there for 2 years, and he's like, I'm never going back to England. And I was like, I completely understand. I'm not built for the heat though. I can't deal with
neither can I.
The heat, and everything's so far apart. But yeah, so bringing it back to Black Sabbath, it's a bit crazy.
It is insane.
Well, the thing that, and actually, as we just spoke about Kai just a couple minutes ago, he just made a video on this, and it's this band called President.
This is
at
on
Download
my list.
Fest.
Okay, I'm so glad you brought this up.
I thought I've got a couple download things, to be honest,
Okay.
because there's two things. The first thing is President at Download Fest, because obviously it's a band or artist that is unknown and has their face covered, but there's a lot of speculation about who it could be.
So, the speculation. Obviously, people ran with Sleep Token, which I think is so reflective
Makes sense.
No, it doesn't. I was going to say it's so reflective
not? I
of
think it
how
does.
brain dead Sleep Token fans are that they've been like, oh my God, they're on the
You
same day.
got a lot.
Huh?
You got a lot of Sleep Token slander. I've seen your TikToks.
I mean, they're all right. I just, whatever.
All the girly pops are gonna come for you, dude.
Come for me. I like it. Come for me. Oh no, all the hot metalcore girlies are going to come for me. What am I going to do?
No.
Oh no, please. Please don't step on me in your demonia. I won't be able to. I thought that was the most ridiculous theory ever. I was like, why would they play a small set on a stage and then a few hours later play a massive set? You're just not. You're not bothering. Do you know what I mean?
Well, to retaliate with that, I think it's either way, even if it's not them, it's just giving them even more publicity around them playing Download.
Yes.
So, and also they wear the masks and they do all the thing, and it kind of just reminded me in like 2018 when Bring Me the Horizon at Reading did a secret set under the name Mantra when all that stuff was coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I went to go see that. Yeah?
I forgot about that Mantra secret set.
I went to go see Bring Me do that secret set, but I had to leave early because my partner at the time wanted to go see Creeper on main stage. So
That's really
and
upsetting.
I know you're a big Creeper fan. Look at that fat off flag in your background.
And my shirt.
And yeah, exactly. But to be fair, Ollie, bless him, his voice was rough at the time, but it's absolutely phenomenal now.
I genuinely don't remember.
yeah.
I was at that Reading secret set with Nath, Teddy Bear, and all I remember was just getting trampled by the like buffest 40-year-old bloke I've ever seen, just getting like crammed into this barrier. So, and I just think I can't remember I don't think I passed out. I must have like had a panic attack and just like blocked it from my memory. I literally don't remember that entire
That
set,
sounds
which is
about
okay.
right, Rosie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I went to see,
That
I don't
sounds
know
about
how,
right.
but they found me and I was like, this is a much more pleasant time.
Oh, I was seeing them as well, but we didn't know each other then.
Did you
we?
see me on someone's shoulders at the band before then?
Because me and Nath, Teddy Bear, who we didn't know each other at the time, we have photos with each other in it, and like Nath is now my best mate. Like, it's crazy. And there's a photo of my topless back in a bucket hat with beads round it that he's pressed up against. It's hilarious. But
so weird.
that's why I was thinking, to bring it back round, like maybe they're doing like a Bring Me Mantra thing. Like,
That makes
because
sense.
they do that kind of thing, and maybe they're teasing a new song or project or album or
Alternatively, I saw a Twitter thread and lost my mind and went all conspiracy. And and I think I'm just keeping my hopes up from them being absolutely crushed last year. But President and the whole imagery is giving My Chemical Romance reunion teaser video. Like, they've got this whole dictator thing going on, and it's with the teaser videos they released earlier. Everyone was like, and I just actually got rid of my download ticket. So if My Chemical Romance show up on that stage, I'm going to lose it. I'm literally going to lose it.
I love that theory, but I almost think there's no way, because the lineup and timings and stuff have, I believe, just been announced, and they are so low on the stage that they're on.
I think Download would be liable for a few like murders if they were on stage that small. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, and
Word
they
would
would
get
be
out.
liable for word would get out easily, and like the My Chem fans are crazy. I mean,
I'll be punching my way through the thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're not going Download anymore this year? Any reason?
So I didn't care for the lineup. The smaller bands are absolutely stacked, but I was just like, oh, I'm not too fussed. And then my tattoo artist was like, do you want to trade 2 days of tattoos for both yours and Kai's tickets? I was like, yes. So I got this for free. And then,
nice.
And then the days slots came out, and we might go on the Friday because I want to see Trophy Eyes really bad.
Oh, cool. And it's a Green Day playing on the Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Green Day a million times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm over it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I know.
it's a bonus. It's all right.
I've never seen them live. I've never seen Green Day live.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, right? And I'd really love to. But yeah. But I also saw a theory, keeping on the president theories, that it's the guy from Busted. Is it Charlie?
Charlie Simpson. Yeah.
From is it Fight Star or Flight Star or whatever his other band was called, and Busted. Because I mean, Busted. This is something else I wanted to talk about, but in regards to McFly, but we'll get on that in a second. Is that I saw a bunch of people saying that it could be him, but I have not seen any more concrete evidence.
I can give you some concrete evidence in regards to that. It's definitely Charlie Simpson. Sick, nice. So Charlie Simpson's management is the same as President's management, is the same as, you know, Sleep Token's management, which is where this whole conspiracy came from. And Charlie Simpson's specific management, like his own representation, have had President and President Band copyrighted for about 2 years, I think. So it's 100%. But I'm still refusing to let go that it could be My Chemical Romance, so I'm not gonna, until I see Charlie Simpson in that band, I'm not believing it.
I love Charlie Simpson, and he might play pop punk music, but obviously everyone saw how stacked that Avalanche stage was when Busted played last year.
Oh my God, did you see them?
Well, I wasn't at Download last year.
Were you not? Oh my God, it was. We were just stood outside the tent singing.
I saw your clips though.
It was horrific. It was just so crushing in there. And now they're doing it again with McFly. I'm like, put them on a bigger stage.
That's what. So basically, I bet because Busted and McFly are just about to go on the Busted versus McFly tour, which is sick because I love both those bands. McFly are the reason I listen to heavy music, which is a crazy sentence to say, but it's because basically I was watching McFly music videos when I was younger because they were my favourite band. I was about 9. I was watching their music videos. The American Idiot music video auto started after one of them. I watched that video then 40 times, thinking it was the best thing ever. My dad came in and was like, turn it off. And then from there, I watched a My Chem video and and it just spiraled. And then, so McFly are the reason I am like this today.
Do you know how I got into my music taste? Because I was raised on 90s house music and reggae, and that's it. Which I still really like. Like, I still listen to it regularly when I'm allowed, and Kai's not like, turn it off. Stop listening to 311.
Put on Alice Cooper.
Just once, I bought a copy of Kerrang. I don't know why. I think I was like 11, 12 years old. I don't know what made me buy Kerrang. I just bought it. And then I took all the pictures and the posters out and stuck them on my wall. And then I was like,
standard.
I got to listen to those bands now because they're on my wall. So I just was like,
I can't be a poser, dude. I can't be a poser.
And literally the first Blink-182 song I knew was Bored to Death. Which is just so, it's not the first one you listen to, and it was just, I don't know, weird.
No.
And then I did get into like My Chem and Fall Out Boy really late, because obviously I was way too late for them to be in Kerrang. And then I was watching Pokemon one morning before school, went on the music channel, and I was like, oh my God, my magazine's on the music channel. And then it just
You stink, bruv.
Well,
you smell. That's so funny. Yeah, no, I was emo from 9, all thanks to McFly.
Oh my God. Are you going to the McFly versus Busted?
Not because I've quit my job and have no money, but
what if I told you someone's dropped out and I need someone to come escort me on a Saturday? They're really crap seats, but I really need to go. I'm going on 3 days. You're going on 3 days? How did I not do this? I panicked. I'm literally so out of my overdraft, and I was just about to get out of my overdraft. And then they went on sale, and I panic bought the Saturday in London, got quite bad seats, and then they released a Sunday, so I panic bought better seats for Sunday, and then I was like, oh my God, I want to go standing, and then panic bought Nottingham tickets.
We'll come with you on one of those days, please. That would be incredible.
Perfect, thank you, because I don't want to sell them, and I don't know anyone else that will come with.
Oh, mate, Incredible.
Let's do
Incredible. This is the best podcast ever. I'm so glad I agreed to co-host this.
What a win.
I wanted to talk about one, super sick that it is probably Charlie Simpson, and he's a massive metal fan because his main guitar that he plays in Busted is like basically a dulled down version of the Jim Root signature from Slipknot. He plays like active pickups. It's ridiculous. Guitar mumbo jumbo, la la la, numbers, colours.
Pick up.
Super sick, but I think it's really cool that McFly are now doing the same set that Busted did. Granted, I think they should be on bigger stages, but also it just means that everyone's going to try and be there super early and get good spots, and it just builds this massive hype.
Yeah. That's true.
This massive hype around it. And also, hell yeah, I'd love to go see it because it means you can see these bands that play like arenas basically and like stuff in the most intimate setting you're probably going to find it, which is at the front of a small stage at a festival. It's really cool. And I think people need to just stop shitting on festival lineups that they don't like. If you don't like that McFly's there, go see someone else. And I am outing you, Rosie. I am fully outing you, dude.
Okay, well, talking about shitting on festival lineups we don't like, Warped Tour added more bands. What is that sack of shit of a festival? Of a tour?
Warped Tour?
Oh, it's shocking.
I'm getting it up on my computer because
I've got it up. So there are some good bands on there, don't get me wrong, but considering it sold out before the lineup came out, and when it was announced at When We Were Young Festival and you're expecting something to the same caliber, then you want some more big names on there. And a lot of people were saying that back in the day, like Warped Tour was always supporting small bands, and the whole point of Warped Tour, back in the day, it was 20 quid. It wasn't hundreds. If you're paying hundreds, I don't want to be seeing All Time Low and I don't know, Avril Lavigne's good, I guess, but A Day to Remember's good at Long Beach. I just think there's some random.
So I agree, but also it's the case of so my argument is if you don't like a festival lineup, you don't have to go because there are so many other festivals in like the world. It's like the people that like shit on the Download Festival. I'm like, okay, cool, go to Bloodstock. Like that's what they're looking for.
It's not metal, and I'm like, it's not a metal festival.
It's an alternative festival.
And people at Reading and Leeds, they're like, it's not rock, and I'm like, no, not anymore, no.
Granted, with the Reading and Leeds thing, it's like, yes, it used to be a rock festival, but it used to be what music was popular at the time. And back when Reading was first a thing, it was rock music.
It is what it is.
So, it's a festival for people that finished their GCSEs and A-levels.
Yeah. That being said, I am taking my mum this year. I'm very excited.
Hell yeah, dude. I only really go, I went to, I do like a day ticket. I'm getting older. I do the day ticket.
Oh, no,
at
I'm not doing a weekend. No, I'm doing Saturday Leeds because I couldn't get Chapel Roan tickets. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's valid. But like, I'm looking at the lineup. And obviously there's still a bunch of names to be released still that are blacked out. I'm on the Warped Tour website. So there's still potentially some, bigger names, but I'm looking, you do have a lot of like Warped Tour legacy artists in regards to like Asking Alexandria, Avril Lavigne, you've got Bowling for Soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've also
Heights.
got really cool bands. Yeah, you've got really cool bands like Ice Nine Kills, which I've seen 2-3 times, and they are incredible. I saw them in Malta when I went to the Bring Me Malta Weekender.
I hate it when you bring that up because I really wish I went. I saw them at Download, yeah. That was good.
Yeah. On main stage. Yeah, they were sick.
I was having like heat stroke,
but
it was alright.
I was having that heat stroke. You got Of Mice and Men, Pennywise, which is sick.
Oh my god!
I mean, you've got some new acts like Scene Queen and stuff.
Yeah. No, it's all right. I think for how expensive it is, I don't know, and having to buy the tickets before the lineup was out, I would be livid. Like we were considering going to the Florida one, and then we were like, oh, flying in November, that's
Sick.
asking for your plane to fall out the sky. So we were like, no. But I'm glad I didn't, because it just seems like a lot of money for like a good lineup, but it's not better than.
How much were the tickets?
They were a couple hundred, I believe, if I'm correct. It's like standard, like cheaper than download.
I'm just gonna fact check you.
Do have a look.
Also, the thing is though, right? The old Warped Tour was like 50 dates, wasn't it? It was like 50 dates, and they were in like parking lots. They were in like parking spaces and stuff.
It was like proper DIY.
General admission, yeah. And because I was watching, because I love a bit of Patty Walters, a bit of As It Is. And they've just come back and doing their 10-year anniversary for Never Happy Ever After, which is big slay.
Big slay.
If you haven't listened to the huge slay. If you haven't listened to these like remastered songs that they're doing for like the 10-year anniversary album, they're incredible. They are so good.
Really good.
But they were talking about when they did Warped Tour back in the day, and they no money. They basically broke even because Warped Tour weren't able to pay them a lot of money because of the ticket prices and stuff, which is, whatever, but people mainly did Warped Tour for the status of doing Warped Tour. And so they'd done that, and the money that Warped Tour paid them basically covered like their flights, and then if that, and then everything else they just earned through merch, and they basically broke even. They said at one point they worked out they had to sell $1,500 worth of merch a day to break even for like the last 2 weeks of Warped Tour, and they managed it.
I have some discussions to be had. Are you familiar with the secret Frank Iero Apple account?
I'm not, Rosie. I'm not familiar with the secret Frank Iero Apple account.
I am so deep in My Chemical Romance Twitter. So Frank Iero,
I'm not on Twitter,
has a secret Instagram account of an apple. So I've acquired the evidence of secret Frank Iero Apple account. And I thought this was important to share.
Acquired the evidence.
So, first people found this account, followed by none other than the members of LS Dunes during their Europe leg of the tour.
Oh.
And people were going, what the heck is Philip Daly? If people are listening, it's an account called Philip Daly. All there is pictures of apples that say, I am Philip.
Apple.
Have you seen what comes next?
This is Frank. Why is Frank following it? Is he following it?
So then Frank Iero put on his story this. No, sorry, Frank Iero. Tucker Rule put on his story, Philip Appreciation Day. And everyone was like, oh. And then...
Yeah, that looks like a good apple, I'd eat that apple.
We had Philip Daly put on his story... Don't forget tomorrow, February 17th, 2025, is Philip's Applethon, where all of you must tag me in a post of a single red apple, and whoever I like the most will be followed by me. It was a strange time. I've also lost the image. There's been an image going around about Frank Iero with an apple on his head, with Philip on his head. And it seems as though that's all they've been spending their time doing on this tour, and it felt important to me.
Rosie, I am... And I don't know if it's the case of you're giving me tickets to see Busted versus McFly, but I appreciate you giving this information to me. I have seen that apple. I had no idea that it was connected to Frank from My Chemical Romance and LS Dunes and the Future Violence in any way.
And Frank Iero in the Celebration.
That's the one. He's got many a project under that man's belt.
I just thought there's also been an unseen Frank Iero picture released.
Bro, this is a bit creepy, I can't lie.
No, so there's a man on TikTok who was in a band during, the 2002 to 2005 era.
The emo
was
times.
going through his camera, found a picture of Frank backstage. His name is Rich. He seems very nice. He's y'all having birthday cake on Instagram. And he released this unseen picture of Frank, which it was literally just a picture of him sat at the side of the stage doing nothing. Like nothing. They were just hanging out.
Doing stuff.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then people started to get really weird in the comment sections, and they were like, you haven't watermarked this. This is the best picture of Frank Iero I've ever taken. And then also just getting really uncomfortable with it. And not even a day later, he had to make a TikTok. And he was like, I really regret posting that image because now I feel like I've violated
all of you
some
lot
privacy.
are nuts. Oh.
So I'm really sorry, Rich, for mentioning it and bringing more. And yeah, the unseen Frank
Incredible.
Iero
But the
picture.
thing is, though,
How exciting.
if there was a guy on TikTok that used to like take photos of Mike M back in the day, that was releasing a bunch of like never before seen photos of like Mike M and stuff. But he did it in like a very much like, I have permission to do this because I was employed by them. These are just photos I never used or they never used.
That's
so
fair.
that was fair, and it was like very respectful about it. But also it's the case of just like people were getting a bit like crazy. People were like, you haven't posted another photo and you said you would. Like, and it's like, okay,
like,
guys, okay, and hey, I've got a Mike M tattoo, right? You know, as pointed out, you know, like, I love me some Mike M, but mine is fun. It's got a Dungeons and Dragons dice on it because of the I'm Not Okay music video. You like D&D, Audrey Hepburn, you know, that malarkey. But, like, I didn't know about Frank having an Apple Instagram account.
I'm trying not to. My Twitter is just full of just like, it's the same with my TikTok. 2019 Gerard Way Lover is in all of my comment sections.
Yeah,
I can't say anything.
2019
Gerard Way Lover's there. I can't escape. I think I've done something to the algorithm. I'm in too deep. I maybe saw one Frank Iero secret Apple account thing. I was like, well, that's funny. I should mention that to Sam on the podcast. Liked it, and now I'm in a devastating hole.
Now I'm just digging, and all I could see is Frank and an apple.
Yeah.
I did not
And
think...
that one picture of Anthony Green that went viral.
Brilliant. I knew when we did this that... because obviously this is the first episode, so we were just like, yeah, we'll just get some topics to talk about. We'll probably overlap and stuff. I knew it would go to like some interesting places because you're just deep in like Twitter and law stuff and all that. And I am not on Twitter purely because I appreciate and want to take care of my mental health. So I'm not on Twitter.
I have nothing to say to that. All I can say is that my mental health only improved by secret Frank Iero Apple account.
You know what? That's a valid point. So has mine. So has mine.
So maybe, you know, for all the bad Twitter gets, every now and then you find a little golden nugget of secret Frank Iero Apple account. It just makes
So I feel like now our audience are going to be people who like Sleep Token and are going to slag you off. People that don't like the download lineup, and My Chemical Romance stands. So honestly, I think that's a great audience
My
to be
Chemical
appealing
Romance
to.
Stalkers, I feel. Do you have anything on your list?
And hey,
I can literally go. I'm sweating.
we don't discriminate. I'm sweating. I'm going to lose my job.
I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my hosting.
So I mainly had a lot of like the download stuff, and mainly I wanted to just throw you in the shit and call you out for slagging festival lineups up. It's like when people go, oh, this indie festival, I don't like this lineup. It doesn't have Two Door Cinema Club on. I'm like, cool, nice. That festival right there does have them on. Go there. There's the UK has 4 festivals every weekend of the year. Just go to one of them if you don't like the lineup of the one you want to go to.
I just think, oh my god, I'm gonna get hate now. The download lineup.
I've just set you up.
The download lineup was so solid last year that anything that followed it this year I would have been disappointed by. If Fall Out Boy wasn't on it a second time, I wouldn't have liked it.
I disagree. I really like this lineup. I think the lineup's great. I really like the lineup.
Well,
I'm not currently going. I'm not currently going, but I was like, when they put it all in order and stuff, I went, damn, I'd go see a lot of these bands.
I'd go see a lot of the smaller ones. The smaller ones are stacked. Like Dogtooth and Avalanche stages are stacked. I'm just not too fussed about the larger.
So I haven't seen Green Day. I'd love to see Green Day. I'm not really bothered about Sleep Token, but I would love to go see them. And when Bring Me the Horizon headline download, everyone gave them shit. Granted, they've been in the scene way longer, but and I think rightfully deserved that headline slot. and blew everyone out the water that year. One moment, Rosie. I see that mouth
Sorry,
opening.
I know. I've got it noted down. I just need to remember it. Go on.
And so I'm more than happy to give them a chance. I think they are absolutely killing it at the moment, even if I don't really care for it. So I'll be really interested to see if they prove themselves. And also, Korn are headlining in the last day, aren't they? I used to love Korn. I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And I used to love Korn, and I've never seen them live. So if I was to go this year, I would be very interested and probably enjoy. And it'll be worth it to me. I guess you've seen Green Day. You don't really care for Sleep Token.
I've seen Sleep
Korn
Token.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So I slugged off Sleep Token, and then they were at the Utility Arena, and I was like, should we go see them and just check them out? You know, I went to see them, and I wrote a review on it. You can read that review. It's fine. It's all right. It's not a bit of me. But
what were you going
off
to
on
say
TikTok gets me views, so. Oh yeah, not to U-turn back. Something I completely forgot to say about President at Download. Managed by.
That was 40 minutes ago, but let's go.
I know. I'm so sorry. Managed and owned by Andy Copping. By the way, I don't care if
I'm bad with names.
Andy Copping, the guy that owns Download, made Download.
Oh, yeah, okay,
So,
sorry.
I do not care if it's Charlie Simpson. I hope it is, because if that band doesn't have a celebrity on it, this is quite literally the most obvious industry plant we have ever seen in our life. It just gets him ticket sales and then publicity, which gets him money. I can't believe... it irritates me a little bit, but also, would I do the exact same thing if I was Andy? Absolutely. But
yeah, it's kind of like... to give an example of Sleep Token headlining Download, right? Even if they didn't think, like, say my band, I was as big as Sleep Token, and my band was like, hey, you've got the opportunity to headline Download, would you like to do it? I'd go, yeah. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. It's like some people. So if I don't know if this will be out yet, but in the first episode of another podcast I'm on, the Polycast, which is a podcast with my band, the Polygons, we talked about artists we thought were overrated, and one of them said Wet Leg, and they were like, they're not bad, they're fine, but they feel overrated because they were like supporting Harry Styles and Foo Fighters and stuff. But my argument, to play devil's advocate, was, cool, their management's really great, and if we don't deserve to support Foo Fighters, but if it was offered, we'd definitely do it. So, you know.
I mean, I don't like their music, so I'm just... speaking of the Polygons and also Teddy Bear, so you're a musician. I wanted to ask your opinion on something.
Oh, yeah.
So we went to a small local gig the other week, and there was a band first on the bill. Really good band, to be fair. Really good form. It's kind of like punky, but also a bit like Midwesty emo. It was cool. It was good. Their attitude was absolutely horrific. I think, obviously I'm not going to name them because I support small bands, but I think they were trying to go for this act that's kind of like, you know how like Matty Healy's got his kind of like arrogant thing? I think they were going for that, but I was just thinking, as a small band, not many people here know who you are, you're coming off horrifically. Yeah. And the other bands like went up to them, they're like, hey, good set, good job, obviously it's what you do.
Yeah.
They did not watch another band on that bill, and I was like, this is not how you make it in the music. Not that I'm a professional, but I just feel like you're cutting ties way too early when literally nobody knows who you are. I don't care if you've got this act going on, it's not working. Do you agree? Thoughts, feelings?
100% agree. And this really ties into the only other thing I have on my list, which is that I saw a statistic the other week that the UK is losing 2 music venues a month, and which is so sad. It's so sad because so it ties in really well to that point. So I've been playing gigs since I was 13. Granted, they weren't very good, but I've been playing gigs at like actual venues and clubs and whatever since I was 17. And from the get-go, I've always been, if you can, like, because I'm completely understanding as well. If you're in a band on a bill and stuff, and you haven't eaten, you need to run to Sainsbury's and grab a meal deal before you go on, because the sound check and the load in and the times, especially for small venues, and the space is all over the place. I have been stood watching bands that are on before us or after us with a meal deal in hand because I don't want to miss it, but I need to scran or go for a piss.
Fair. Yeah,
so
fair.
I think if you can, you definitely I think it's only polite. Like, we were playing the Polygons were playing a gig in Birmingham the other month. It was our first gig back of the year, actually, I believe. And it was at the Lady Luck. It was just a pub, really great vibes, and we were on first because we're not from the area in Canterbury, and some of our members had work really early in the morning, and we had to drive back from Canterbury, and the traffic was a bit crap. But we were we are so passionate about staying for the bands that we stayed for the first 3 songs of the last band, and then it just got too late. But we were we at least have to stay for the beginning of their set, and we posted them on our Instagram.
I agree.
Their first 2 songs, we posted them on their Instagram and stuff. I think it's so unbelievably important for other small bands to stay for other bands, because sometimes the only people at the venue watching are the bands. Especially when it's really, really small shows. I know I literally haven't let you get a word wise in, but it's something I'm so passionate about, and you've just opened the floodgates, because I also think I have supported in Teddy Bear and the Polygons, but in Teddy Bear we supported Wargasm, a band called Wargasm, a couple years back, and at our local venue. It was an amazing opportunity, and even they watched us. Granted, it was from the side back and kind of weren't able to watch us the whole time, and they made an effort afterwards to say, really love this song, we were a bit worried because we were a pop punk band back then. We're heavier now,
Yes,
but
indeed.
we were a pop punk band back then, and they were like a nu metal band. But they were like, your My Chem cover was awesome. We loved this song. Keep at it. That was sick. And that, to a small band as well, means so much.
Literally
so I only ever want to do that for other bands that are supporting us or we're supporting. And those bands, you could be an incredible band. And I have played with some amazing small bands. They are either no longer a band, or I don't remember what they were called, and I've never even thought to contact them again. But there have been some incredible mediocre bands that are now amazing, but have been the nicest people ever. And if we have a gig, we're going to think of those people first to help support or play with.
Also,
and that is my 2 cents.
My 2 cents. If you can afford to spend 300 quid on Black Sabbath tickets, maybe consider spending a $5 every month on a local band. That's my 2 cents.
This is why
everyone's like, tickets are so expensive. It's so inaccessible to go to a gig. It's not. It's just inaccessible to go to the big ones, which is a problem. But you can see some incredible bands, and they're like, well, I want to see bands that I really like. And I was like, all of these bands that you really like were playing tiny venues that you would kill to see them at now years ago. Find those artists now while you can for a $5, so that when they get huge, you could be like, man, I saw them in, I don't know, the Hare and Hound.
Yeah. So just before we get comments about it, you live more up north. I know you're not North England, but you live more up north. The minimum ticket price for me is 10 quid because I live near London. but
I've been to a gig for 3 quid before.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been to some of the most incredible memories I had from when I was a teenager was when I was 14, 15 and going to a gig for £3 under a church, and my first wall of death was under a church. My first mosh pit was under a church. The first time I like sprained my ankle and got thrown into the sound desk was under a church, and it was the most incredible experience ever.
You don't really get many
so
DIY gigs up this way, which is a shame.
The thing is, though, we don't get too many DIY gigs anymore because of stuff is expensive. You know, stuff is expensive.
Fair.
Lots of these DIY gigs, you need your own sound system. Granted, I'm very fortunate. All the money that I've made in bands, especially in the polygons, we have bought our own sound system, so we can put on our own gigs. Like we have a really good connection with a place in Paddock Wood, just their working men's club, and they have a room we can use, and we've done a charity event there, and we did a Halloween gig there, and we just put on our own event, bought our own speakers, own bands, own lighting.
That's nice.
And each band has just did the sound for each other, and we it's just so much fun. And you can make the tickets whatever you want. I think at the time, so for the charity one, the tickets were £10, and for the other one that we just put on, the tickets were £8 including booking fee, because the website took a cut, and we wanted to be able to pay. Granted, it wasn't like loads, but the other bands that were supporting us, because they're our friends, and they're the ones that have been nice at gigs that we played together.
Exactly.
It all is cyclical.
I have a little game to end off with for you. I'm calling it Shakespearean songwriting. So I have 5 very popular...
You suck, Pete.
It took me 3 days to think of that. I have 5 very popular emo hits, or I'm going to get killed for saying emo, pop punk hits, that I have reworded, and you must tell me what the song is.
I love it. This is brilliant. Let's go.
Okay, let me find my little... I've got it. Okay, we'll start easy.
I'm so bad with names.
We'll start easy. You got this. Ready? Easy win. Dip your toe in the water. Honey, we're descending.
Sugar, we're going down.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
Honey, we doth descend.
Getting a bit harder. Are you aware of the subjected punishment of incarcerated males such as us?
Do you know what they do to men like us in prison?
Yes. Ding, ding,
By
ding.
my chem. Yeah.
The soul exclusion.
The soul exclusion. Ooh, okay. And it's like pop punk emo bands.
Yeah.
The soul exclusion. I'm going to do this for you the next podcast we do, because I think that's really fun.
Okay.
Soul. What's a different word for soul? Is it another My Chem song?
No.
Can I do like a You Want to Be a Millionaire thing? Can I have a cheat sheet? Who's the band?
Paramore.
Soul exclusion. It's not misery. I'm either going to need to pass or look up Paramore songs real quick.
You can pass.
Soul exclusion. All right, I'm going to have to pass.
That's the only exception.
The only exception, soul exclusion.
The soul
right, okay,
exclusion.
that's a stretch.
It was
that's
really
such
hard.
a stretch, dude.
All right, okay. No, I think this one's quite easy. You should get this. Do disturb my slumber, come the conclusion of the 9th month.
Do disturb my What was that again? Say that again.
Do disturb my slumber, come the conclusion of the 9th month.
Disturb my slumber, come the conclusion of the 9th month. Oh my God. September. Say it again.
Do disturb my slumber, come the conclusion of the 9th month.
So bad with names. Oh, wake me up when September ends.
Yes! All right, I've got one more for you. This one you should absolutely get. Okay?
Okay. Is it a teddy bear song?
No. I'm considering contemplating about yourself.
I'm considering contemplating about myself.
About yourself.
About yourself. I'm considering contemplating about yourself. Considering contemplating about yourself. I'm considering contemplating about yourself. The more I say it, it doesn't help.
Give up?
Can I? No. I'd like to use my other lifeline. Can you give me the name of the album this song is from?
No.
Right, fuck you did.
I can't. It's not on an album.
Oh.
You can use another lifeline. You have one more.
Okay, well,
Whatever
what's
you
the
want.
band? What's the band?
I can't answer that. It's too obvious.
You can't answer that. You don't know who the band are. What? Say it one more time.
I know who the band is. I'm considering contemplating about yourself.
Thinking of you. The
Yes!
Polygons.
The hit song by the Polygons. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 is pretty good.
4 out of 5, and the last 2 lifelines I didn't get technically.
Use one
but
lifeline.
to be fair, you went. It's not on an album, and I can't give you the band name, so I went.
No,
Right, well, it's probably one of my bands.
Yeah, oh well.
That was
Little
good.
shout
What
out.
was it again? Thinking of you, and what did you say the one was?
I'm considering contemplating about yourself.
Incredible. I'm gonna do this next on episode 2, because that was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm gonna. No, I keep like going through my Spotify and I'm just like, crap. I was. Do you know what? Because I wanted to do a My Chem song. Obviously, you know what they do to guys like us in prison.
Yeah.
That's not the most obvious one to go for. But I was like going through like the class. I was like, Helena, what do you say? I'm not okay. Too obvious. I was like, crap.
Yeah.
The Black Parade.
I got that one really quick.
You did. I can't lie.
It's
You did
one
get
of
the
my
only
favourite My
exception,
Chem
it's fine.
songs.
Me too.
No, I didn't. It's so good.
It's because Bert McCracken's on it. I just go. I love him.
That's so valid.
I think we're good. I don't know how you end this.
Anyway,
how do we end this?
Well, as I started it, I'll end this first episode.
Perfect.
This has been Rosie and Sam with the first episode of the Disloyal Order podcast. Rosie, where can people find you, and what have you got coming up?
Oh, Christ. You can find... Oh, fuck, I need to think about it. Disloyalorder.com. Also, Disloyal Order online on Instagram. Disloyal Order on TikTok. And Disloyal Order X on X. Is that it?
/ used to be Twitter. Yeah, I believe so.
I can't even remember my own handles.
I believe those are your handles. If not, we'll have them in the description.
It's fine.
And you can find me on my brand new YouTube channel, MISFIT_UK. My first video will be out by the time this is live.
Fresh only.
You can also
hot
find
out
me
the oven.
hot out the oven. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at misfit.uk, I believe on both. And I'm also in a band called The Polygons and a band called Teddy Bear, spelled with 2 Y's and 2 R's. And we've both
Slay.
got new music coming out soon. I have the masters for both. And there's new music coming soon.
Give them to me!
No! But yeah, this has been the first episode of Disloyal Order. Thank you for watching or listening. And we'll see you in the next episode.
See you. Have a good one.
Bye.